Hi there, on this very windy Thursday, standing here out in the wind like this, I feel like one of those weather reporters out in the storm, telling you all about the storm that has arrived. It is certainly really windy today. It was very windy last night, and I hope that wherever you are safe, that you haven't been impacted or affected by last night's heavy winds or rains in any way. I want to share just a thought with you today. And that thought has particularly been around, and I suppose as a parent, my thinking has been around our children going back to school next week. And for some of you who are teachers and staff at school, that back to school week has already begun. Last night the winds blew heavy. When I came out this morning into the back garden, it was a mess. The bins had blown over. Thank goodness they were emptied yesterday, but the wheelie bins had all blown over. There was pot plants all around the back garden. The gate had been blown open, and everything was a mess. And it made me think how 5 months ago this wind that we call COVID-19 just came in and swept everything with it, and everything was toppled over and everything was blown away, and none more so than for our children and for our teaching staff at our schools. Everything that they were familiar with was just blown away, and what was left with the scattering of things that you suddenly start learning at home. Suddenly your A-level students and your GCSE level students had no idea what was going to happen about exams and results, and as this wind has continued to blow over these last 5 months, everything just seems to be scattered and blown over. And now we are starting to pick up the pieces. There's been a big mess up with results, and it has caused so much stress and anxiety amongst young people, and stress amongst the teachers who have worked so hard over these last years at high school of teaching these children, and how much stress and anxiety that has all caused. But now starting to pick up the pieces and starting to clear up the storm that has been blowing through us and continues to blow. Makes me think of that story that we find in Matthew, Mark and Luke's Gospel of Jesus in a boat with his disciples, and there is a storm blowing around them. And the disciples are afraid, they're concerned about what is going on and what is happening. And they turn to Jesus and they see Jesus asleep. And their focus and their concern is on Jesus' stillness and his silence in all that is going on. But in doing that, what they lose focus of is his presence in all of this. To our young people, to the teaching staff that are back at school and trying to make sense of what is going on and needing to work on what happens in the year that lies ahead, thinking of schoolwork that has been missed in the last 5 months, don't lose sight of God's presence in all of this. And not only for those going back to school, but for all of us, caught up in a storm that we have no control over. Everything is no longer in its place in the way it should be. And perhaps for us, we're looking around and saying, God, what are you saying in all of this? What is happening in all of this? And we can become anxious and worried and concerned because maybe we're not hearing the things that we want to hear, or maybe for some reason we're not hearing anything at all. Don't lose sight, don't lose focus on God's presence in all of this. God is with us, and with a word he can bring all of this to a stillness and a quietness. To those back at school, I want to reassure you, teachers, teaching staff, school staff, children, that we as a church are praying for you in this time. We are praying to the God who calms storms. We are praying to the God who walks on water, who rises above the chaos and the uncertainty of this world that we live in. And we cry out to him, and he hears us. And he picks us up out of the storm. And with the word, he brings calmness and order and stillness to all the shouting and all the blustering winds and all the heavy rains and lightning and thunder that surround us. Don't lose sight on the presence of God in all of this. We are praying for you, and we are thinking about you. And we are here for you in any way that you might need us. God loves you, and God cares for you, and He is watching over you. So thank you for taking the time to listen to today's message and today's thought, and I do hope that you have been reassured that in all of this God is with us. Please take care of yourself. Please look after those who are in your care. Be sensible in the things that you do. This virus has not gone anywhere, so we need to stay safe, and we need to keep each other safe. So God bless, and bye-bye.